Erasmus evening.
Welcome to Erasmus Evening. This is Gabriela, Jelonek speaking, and today in our studio we have special guests, not only international but also Polish. With me, Marta Rudnicka from Students' Union of Adam Mickiewicz University. Hi.
Hi.
And guest from Hungary. The first
Hey,
one.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Bence, you can call me Ben.
Where you come from? From which city?
We come from Szeged.
I'm from Budapest, sorry.
Sorry.
And you are studying in Szeged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of us.
That's nice. I thought that no one is coming to smaller cities from the capital city to study, but
Yeah.
you, yes.
Yeah, I was interested in regional and environmental economics, which is much better in Szeged than in Budapest. So,
I've actually heard that university in Szeged is much better than in the Budapest.
well, Budapest has many universities and many faculties as well, but I would like to explore the world and explore our country as well. So
People from City of the Sun or Sunny City, as you call it, they are here to talk not about Erasmus, but about special student exchange, which takes 1 week in Hungary and 1 week in Poland. So exactly 2 weeks together. And before we Polish people, like 13 people, we were in Szeged for 1 week, and now you are in Poland to visit our country. And how you like it?
it's very great. It's amazing, and I think it's very good that we went across Czech Republic when we came here, and I think it's very great that these countries are very similar to ours, and it's so familiar, and I think it's great. I feel like home. I feel like at home.
For me, it's the first time in Poland, so I really like it, and it's much better than what I expected. So
Yeah, what you expected? Communism?
actually, it's the same in Hungary if we consider it. But no, everybody is really friendly, really open, and I think we have really great programs. So really we have really active programs. So we really don't have any time to get bored.
And to sleep.
Yeah.
also.
And to sleep as well.
That's good. I think that is the idea of student exchange. If you think about going somewhere, not maybe for half of year, you just follow the website of Student Union in Poznań, and they are organizing something like that. And in Hungary, as I really know from Eta, which you will listen to later because I made an interview with her in Hungary, you have more than one program of these exchanges, not only to Poland.
Yeah, we have an exchange program with Malta, so some students can get scholarship to go to Malta, and of course to invite students from Malta as well.
I heard also about Cyprus and Romania.
Oh, yeah, we have some connection with Romania as well. Yeah, that's true.
That's nice. And you, Ben, have you ever been to Poland before?
No, I've never been here.
It's your first time.
Yeah.
And were you on other student exchanges, or this is your first one?
This is my first one, yeah.
For me, not, because in last semester I was in Erasmus in Spain, in Valencia, and before I did 2 other exchanges as well, but just like this. So for 1 week in Copenhagen and 1 week in Germany. For me, it's the 4th.
Oh, that's really nice. I was on Erasmus in Spain also. And this exchange is like a step after Erasmus, just to remind the really good times. And for you, Ben, probably it will be like first step to go on Erasmus.
Yeah.
Maybe you will like it, and then half of your somewhere, maybe in Poland. You can also come here to Poznań. Maybe, yeah. And what are you studying normally?
Economics, as I've already mentioned, I think.
Yeah, both of us in the Faculty of Business and Administration, but I'm doing my bachelor and Ben is doing his master.
Yeah.
And I'm specialized in financial and accounting in a bachelor.
My faculty is regional and environmental economics, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, this is something different, because I think in Poland we don't have the connection such like that, like connection of economics and environment. This is something original.
This faculty has 2 dimensions. I mean, learn about regions and cities. How can you develop their economy and something like that. and on the other hand, you learn about how to do it, listening to social and environmental things. Keywords are like sustainability, things like that.
Now we will play something Hungarian that you prepared, and then after a short music break, we will ask Marta what to do to go for those kind of exchanges. So what you will play for us?
Buvedd meg nekem a várost.
Okay, it's a Well Hello track. These guys are famous in Hungary, but this band is new though.
Yeah, they are really young, but start to be famous in Hungary, and there are some new songs, and I think right now everybody wants to hear it in parties.
It's a party track.
Yeah.
So let's listen to the party track. We're back, and Marta, what to do to go for that kind of exchanges?
First of all, I would say don't be afraid of anything, because people don't want to go to an exchange because they are afraid that there are classes they don't attend to, go back and study again and pass all the exams. Although this was only a week exchange, there was an email sent to every student of our university, and everyone could fill in the form and just apply to the exchange.
So this is a good opportunity to remind everyone, check USO's email, because there is a lot of nice information, like you can go for free, totally free, to Hungary for 1 week to enjoy Hungarian culture and everything. This country is really nice and really sunny. If you think that not, this is just stereotype, really. This is a super sunny country with nice people.
Yeah, exactly. Also, after we chose the people who went to Hungary, they were obliged to sign an agreement because they were going for free. So nothing is for free. So they had to sign an agreement that said that they have some obligations. First of all, they should run a blog. They should put posts on the blog. They are telling about the exchange, telling us adventures which everyone can read. So that is one of the point.
And the website is mobilnost.amu.edu.pl.
Yes, exactly. They are taking care, of course, of our Hungarian guests. So that's the most important, actually, because they can meet them, they can meet their culture and just make friendships and so on. So that's really important in the exchange.
Yeah, everyone had to did something every day. Like you should find some words in Hungarian that are really important, that you should know when you are here, or made some funny or some really interesting stuff. And of course, we were obligated to visit it, everything, and that was really nice obligation that you have to go to terms or you have to go to library to see those really nice stuff.
But for example, after the exchange, also they have some obligations. For example, Gabi is making a broadcast in the radio because she's the one who can make it, and we can tell about the exchange in the radio. So that's really nice for us. That's why we chose you. And the other students, the other exchange students, are going to organize some Hungarian evenings or meetings with the rest of the students who are interested in the Hungarian culture, so that they can get to know about the exchange and get to know about the Hungarian culture as well.
And for example, one girl is making photos and she's putting on the blog and on Facebook. So this is some kind of advertisement of the student union. That's nice. I think it's really, really good way to show people what are you doing in student union, because I think not really much students are interested in that, but they should be.
Yeah, I think that's one part of what we're doing, because we're doing much more, and that's really interesting what we're doing. And if you're interested in anything, you can just come to us, ask what can you do with us, or if you have an idea like this, like an exchange, if you want to go somewhere, that's also possible. So that's the Students' Union.
How many times you organize that kind of exchanges?
This one is the second exchange. Last time it was in November. So we only made 2 exchanges, but we're going to make others. So I hope it will develop and we're going to make an exchange 1 a month.
That will be really, really nice. Is there any rule if someone can come only once or twice, or how many times?
There is no rule. There are no rules. If you are interested in the exchange or simply in some culture, you can just apply. And if you're representing good sides of yourself, you can apply.
Just we have to know how to make a good PR of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to be an interesting person to be chosen.
And you have to show what you can do for the student union as a member of this internship. What can you prepare after, before, during this internship? And you in Hungary also are obligated to do some stuff like that?
Yeah, our student union organizes the same. So they organize programs of our exchange partners and guests, and we can also participate in these programs several times if we want, and if there are available places for us. Of course, we have to show our best side.
And what are you obligated to do?
We have to write a comprehension after the exchange, so we just have to write down our experiences, our useful things, what we experienced here, and the memories, and so we have to just make something.
A short summary.
Yeah.
Then there is some person who is like photographer of your exchange, and you have to document
Selfie
it.
stick.
Yeah, we have a selfie stick, and we use it every day and in every program, so we don't need another person.
That's good, because you remember this rule from Facebook. There is no picture, it never happened. So you have to take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, there is a ghost of the selfie stick.
What do you like? What do you dislike in Poland? You are here like 3 or 4 days. This is not really much, but now you can see some advantages and disadvantages of this country.
For Hungarians, what is really an advantage that this is really affordable. So prices are almost the same than in Hungary. So it's not hard to come here and live. And of course, like a tourist, it's really nice. And we really like that people are really friendly, open-minded, and they are really helpful with us.
And I really like the size of this city. I mean, Poznań. And in Hungary, there is no city like this. I mean,
there is Budapest, which is more than 1 million, and the others, like Szeged, which is after Budapest, the third biggest city. But this is like
with 200,000 or 300,000 people.
Yeah, so we don't have this size of cities in Hungary, and I think it's perfect size.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not too busy, but there is a good lifestyle here, so you can find everything what you need, what you want, universities, sports stuff, just touristic things, so everything, and there's a good student's life here, I think.
We agree.
That's true, but Szeged is also nice because it is a really quiet place, and that you are going everywhere through the city and you feel like, I don't know, everything is easy for people who are smiling. Maybe it's because of the sun, because there is really nice weather all the time, and people, they are not running like maybe in capital cities, like everyone try to be fast, to not be late everywhere. It's really nice that they have just slow life.
Sometimes, but I'm from Budapest, as I mentioned, and sometimes I miss this flow in everyday life in Szeged. I think there are many programs and concerts and nightlife in the middle of the week in Szeged, but where the weekend comes, the whole city is empty for me.
Yeah, because in Szeged, students do the programs and participate on the programs, but most of the cases, students are not from Szeged, so they go home at the weekend. So actually, Szeged, the city, is living in the weekdays, and our weekends are a little bit slower, a little bit more relaxed.
I want to ask you about the library, because you have really impressive building. I've seen it, but our listeners not. So try to say how it looks like, how it works, and what's inside.
The full library is made with glass. There are 4 stairs, so it's quite, but these 4 stairs are really high. Actually, it's a complexum because there are lessons in it, there are big lectures there. You can study also, so there are places where you can use computers, like more hundreds or 1,000 computers in a library. and there are silence rooms where you can study and everybody has to be in silence. You can do everything what you will need during your studies there.
That's really nice because this is not only library, but this is also a conference part.
Yeah, for example, there are always job affairs there, or conferences, or balls, because every faculty has balls. In the library, in the downstairs, there's a big hall where it can be taken. I think it's something like a meeting point as well. So because there is a good cafeteria in the library, so you can eat lunch, you can just drink a coffee or actually a beer, so or just some chocolate. So it's a really good meeting point as well.
And what is interesting, you have all books from all faculties in one place. This is something exotic for Polish students because we have in every faculty smaller or bigger library with books from specializations. And there, as I heard from ETA, 10 years ago, you decided, your university, yes, authorities decided that they want to build really big, and this is really big library. It's really, really nice. What I also really liked in Hungary is, as I heard, that every single semester you get some money from university to buy a books or to use in Xero.
But this is only for students who don't have to pay for university. So because students who are really good in the graduation exam in high school, they have enough points to get into the places which are paid.
Suggested by the government.
Yes,
or
the
state.
The government paid it. But there are some faculties like our faculty and the faculty of law. There are no places for free, so everybody has to pay for it. So we can't get scholarship and we can't get this money for buying books, or we can't get a season ticket for public transportation. But we can participate in exchange programs like students who are supported by the government.
As I heard from ETA, this is something new probably in Hungary, yes? That you can choose if you pay for studies and you are not able to stay in Hungary after studies, or you are not paying, you are studying for free and you are obligated to stay in Hungary 2 times more as time that you were studying in Hungary. Is it true?
Yeah, there's a contract. So if you pay on your own, you don't have to sign a contract. If you are supported by the government, you have to sign a contract that it's obligatory to stay double time as your studies in Hungary to work, or you have to pay back all the money what you get for your studies.
So this is really hard decision because you're 18 or 19 and you have to make a decision if you're going to stay in the country, if you're going to work in the country or not.
This decision was because so many students want to leave the country immediately after studies because there are much more better salaries in Western Europe or in the USA or Australia. But our universities are quite good, so it is accepted in most of the countries. So that's why most of the students want to go abroad.
And what you decided?
I would like to go abroad, but maybe not live in all my life, but for like 5 or 10 years and after come back.
And you, Ben, you're studying with support of government or you're paying?
I'm supported by the state, so I don't know so much about these stuff.
Yeah, because I was the first year who has to pay in the Faculty of Economics.
Yeah,
so
and I was the last who didn't have to.
Yeah. So I was the first who got to know these details 2 weeks before we had to hand in our application for university. So it was 2 weeks before we had to decide what we will do after high school. So it was really a hard decision what to do. And of course it depends on our parents, how can they support us. But there's a chance to get a quite good loan. So students can decide to take a loan, and with loan they can pay their studies.
Oh, difficult topic. So I think it's time for short music break and again something Hungarian.
The band called Tankcsapda. It's a popular punk rock band in Hungary. They are more than 20 years old now, but they are liked by many generations.
And what's the title of the song?
The title is fiúk ölébe lányok, which means girls should sit
on boys.
on boys. Yeah.
A really rude song. How about being late in Hungary? Is it allowed, or people are late normally, or they have some special time that they can be late or not?
It really depends on people, but for example, in school, everybody has to be punctual. It's not nice to be late if you meet your friends, but it can happen.
In Poland, we have something like 15 students minutes that you can be late only 15 minutes, and then you shouldn't enter because it's really rude and really unpolite. And how about living as a student? Are you choosing dormitories or student flats? How students live in Hungary?
I live in a flat in Szeged.
With other students?
Yeah, but they are in other faculties. They don't study economics, but math and informatics and something like this.
And which is cheaper, dormitory or student flat?
I think dormitory is much cheaper, but
the quality is not that good in the dorms. But if you rent a flat, it's more comfortable but more expensive.
How much is it if you count it for euro?
I pay for my flat 30,000 forints, so
it's like 100 euro
for a month.
Yeah, if you want to live in a city center, it's like 120 euros. If it's good for you to live not in a center, you can find cheaper flats like 60, 70 or 80 euros. But these flats are not a full flat, just a room in a flat.
Yeah, but still, it's really nice. It's like half of price in Poland because...
Maybe not half, but it's really cheap. 100 euros you can pay also in a dormitory, and it's cheaper than a flat.
Yeah, because in Poland, if you want to have single room, you have to pay something like 170, 160, depends. Even 200 euro, depends on city. What's the name of your university? Do you have any patron or someone? Because our patron is Adam Mickiewicz. And do you have this tradition or normally
No, it's just the University of Szeged, but in Budapest there are many universities.
Yeah, but there were 2 universities in Szeged earlier, and the name wasn't the other university, like József Attila University, so it was Jote. You know the disco of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and now there is only a club of it, but there were 2 universities, and right now there is only University of Szeged because there is right now 1 university from 2, what was 2 in earlier.
In front of your university, you have a statue of your Nobel Prize Ganator. What's the name of him? What he did?
He was Szent Györgyi Albert. He was
So he discovered C vitamin, and he was a researcher.
C vitamin is in paprika also, right?
Yeah, it was in paprika and it was in tomato. So
I didn't know that it's because of that. I didn't have that connection.
Yeah, he explored the C vitamin in paprika and tomato, and he researched this, and that's why he got a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, Hungary connected with paprika in every part of your life, every time.
On every level.
Yeah, everywhere. Like you have every soup with paprika, and every. How about food? Do you have something special in Szeged?
Fish soup.
What's the name in Hungarian?
Halászli.
Halászli.
Yes, I've tried it.
Okay.
It was
Did you
really
like
spicy, but I really like it.
But I think Hungarian kitchen is really spicy, but I think it's really tasty as well. So
And fatty.
Yeah, and fatty, but it depends on how you cook. And I think it's really spicy. So for example, when I was in Valencia, I really miss the Hungarian kitchen.
And how about dobos torta?
Dobos torta.
Dobos torta.
It's a kind of cake and it's really sweety, I think. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I tried it, and it's by cream with chocolate.
There's a caramel on the top.
On the top, between the biscuit is chocolate cream.
Yeah.
And what about Rákóczi túrós?
Do you know Rákóczi túrós?
What's that?
It's a sweetie something as well.
Yeah, it's a cake, something like a cake with
cottage cheese.
This is with cottage cheese.
We tried it.
You mean this?
Turoruto?
Tururudi, yes.
Yeah. This is the same filling.
It looks like Milky Way. but
yeah.
rounded, and inside you have cottage cheese, and
Yeah.
outside there is a chocolate. It's really tasty. I want to take it to Poland, but they wrote you should
We
keep
took
it,
something.
and you should keep it in the fridge. So
Yeah.
you took to Poland.
Yeah, but I think
Is it
there is
still
no more.
No, I think we've eaten all of it.
How about the campus? Do you have any student campus, or there is everything like mixed
Spread it.
in the
Spread it in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Szeged, we don't have a campus because there is no place in the city center, just outside of the city. That's why our rectors decided that they don't want a campus. So we have faculties in everywhere in the city center, actually.
But in Budapest, universities have campuses. Each university has its own.
And how about exams? Because I'm asking every time my guest if you have to wear elegant clothes to the exams or not.
Only on the oral exams. If you just write a test, you don't have to be dressed up.
Yeah, I think it's something typical for Poland because no one is wearing elegant clothes for every
I do.
exam. But only in Poland, yeah. And I
but
was surprised.
I think it's getting more and more popular in here too, because before it was like students were obliged to wear some elegant clothes, but now if you're going to an exam, there's actually a mix of students dressed like elegant and normal, casual.
But depends still from professor, I
Yeah.
think, because in my faculty of political science and journalism, sometimes some professors just didn't want to student enter to the exam if they're not wearing, I don't know, white shirt and some sweets. That's really weird, but this is something typical Polish. And how about your relations with professors? Are you calling them dear professor or someone, or only by name?
It depends on the age, I think. So younger professors or teachers, we can say hello, or we don't have to pay attention how we call them. But older professors are a little bit old-fashioned, maybe. So we really have to show our respect to them.
Yeah, for example, a few weeks ago, teachers and the other students from this faculty went to a trip and drank together and
Like friends.
just like friends.
So now it's time for some Hungarian song. What will be now?
It's from Kispál és a Borz, this song called Csillag vagy Fecske.
What does it mean?
Nem tudom, Stars or Bird. Yeah, it's a kind of flying song. This band has broken up, but they had pretty big success and a fan group.
Yeah, they had a big group of fans, so they are still famous, but they are not together anymore.
Yeah.
So let's listen.
Nem jöttél túl korán, de időm az volt, nagy komám lett és ültünk büfékben, várva rád.
How about student media and other activities? Do you have some, I don't know, student circles that you are meeting with some scientist clubs or something?
Yes, every faculty has an own student commission. For example, our faculty, the Faculty of Business and Administration, we have an online newspaper. I think every other faculty too. So, and there are some blogs and events what we organize together with our faculties. Yes, we use media in the faculties.
And how long are classes in Hungary?
It depends. For example, there are some practicas which are only 45 minutes, but most of the cases, every lectures are like 1.5 hours long.
So the same as in Poland. And do you have any break, like in the middle of the day for dinner or something, or not? In Spain, there is 1.5 hour break for dinner.
For us, it really depends on our timetable. So we can do our own timetable because there are some practicas where so in a faculty or in our age, there are, 300 students, and in one practica, there can be only like 40 students. So there are so many versions in the timetable. How can we do it on our our own. So it depends on a timetable. If somebody prefers the lessons in the morning, he or she can do it, but somebody prefers lessons in the evening, it's also possible.
Okay, now listen to Eta, which is organizer and member of Student Union in Hungary. You'll listen short interview with her, then we'll come back to you.
My name is Eta Bálint. I'm a member of the Committee of Foreign Affairs in our Students' Union, and I've been doing this for like 1.5 years, I think now. My job mainly is to help with our exchanges, help to organize them, and also a bit of translation, a bit of helping out in events. Yeah, we don't really have like set jobs, so we don't really like have 2 different jobs. Everyone does everything, but I mostly do our exchanges. I'm studying medicine, and I'm in the 2nd year of medicine. Of course, we usually want to show them our university because that's the most important thing in exchanges between universities, but then we also want to show them our city and a bit of our culture. We mostly have programs around the town, like the spa, which is actually our town is very famous for, and this area of the country is very famous for its thermal waters and springs and different thermal baths. Also, we sometimes have cultural nights as Hungarian nights or like just any kind of Hungarian, mostly culture nights. If we have the chance, we try to show the students who come here our own events, so the events that the Students' Union is planning and organizing. Right now, we of course will have this Students' Festival. It's the festival of the university. It's like a 3-day thing. But last time we took them, I think, to the Freshmen's Balls. It's like a fancy night event for freshmen to celebrate their time in the university or like they're getting into the university. It's when you like wear ball gowns and there's like fancy music and dinners and all that. Last year we had like was that red carpet outside here in the building, and I think the group really liked it. It was very nice. They enjoyed it quite a bit. I feel like there were dances and music, dinner, that kind of stuff.
Is Poland the only country that you're making exchange with?
No, we are having exchanges to...
Of course, I'm not asking about Erasmus.
Besides Erasmus, so these exchanges that between just universities and what the Students' Union is organizing, we have 2 exchanges to Romania, 1 to Malta, and the one with Poland. We had and we are planning to have an exchange with Ukraine, but in the given situation, we are just putting it to the side. And of course, we are planning to have more. We are planning to have some with the neighboring countries, such as Serbia, Austria, and I think we are in the negotiation period with Croatia. Also, back in the day, we had an exchange with Georgia, and we are trying to relive that exchange also, but it's quite hard with them at the moment. But we are trying our best, and our plans are to have more and more exchanges in the future.
And how often are you making those exchanges?
Well, in this semester we only have 2 or 3 exchanges, but the last semester was busier. We try to make 3 exchanges every semester. So we try to have an exchange to every single country each semester. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. Of course, it depends on our financial situation and of course the other countries and other universities' financial situation. But right now we are having you here and our students are going there. Yeah, we are going in 2 weeks' time to Poznań, and this weekend our team is going to Romania, to Târgu Mureș. It's a group of medical students because we are in connection with their medical university there.
How you arrange those exchanges? Because you have a lot of that, and I think you have a lot of paperwork. Did you have any special grant from European Union and from the university? How you do it?
These exchanges are actually only on the Students' Union. We don't have any help either. Like we have, of course, our money is from the government, so it's pretty much like governmental money, given percentage of the money that the university gets. But other than that, we don't actually get any help from the university. We can use the dorms. Of course, we have to pay for those, but we can get like discounted prices, and that's pretty much all the help we get from them. Other than that, we usually initiate the contacts, so we send out emails or call them by phone, so call the universities or email them. saying that we have these exchanges and we would like to have an exchange with them also. And then if they are interested in it, we can talk about the details of how many people they could host, how many people we can host, what kind of programs are we having, and then we of course sign a contract, which we usually write the contract, and if the other partner has some kind of idea of change or anything, we can decide on those things. But the main contract is written by us because obviously we are the initiating partner in this situation. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. So we don't actually have that much paperwork, luckily, because that would kill us, I think. We usually just have the contracts and then the emailing back and forth. Sometimes, for example, with the Romanian team in Targumares, I talk to them via Facebook because we are in quite a friendly relationship because of the years of work we've done together. So it's much easier because then we don't have to write all these like very formal letters and emails. It's just via Facebook and we can have a daily connection with each other. It gets easier with time usually.
It's time to say goodbye. Really, thank you for coming here to our studio. I hope that you really enjoy Poland and you want to come back here.
Thank you very much the invitation. We really enjoyed, and we really hope that many of you would like to come to Hungary to visit our country.
And eat paprika.
Yes.
Yeah.
And drink palinka.
Yes, and drink palinka is also a really important thing.
Yeah, it's the essence of Hungary.
Oh yeah.
And fröccs.
We should just, travel with all senses, but especially with sense of taste. I think it's one of the most important.
Have you tried fröccs in Hungary? It's made of wine and soda.
Oh yes, we try it once.
Kind of summer drink.
Yeah, it's like mixed wine and water.
Yeah. It's not that strong, but it's really good in the summer when there's hot weather.
It depends on the rate how you mix.
Yeah.
And usually you use like pink wine to this.
Rosé.
Yeah,
with rosé or actually you can do it with all of the types of the wines. Yeah.
So dear students, we are not promoting alcohol, but if you want to drink something refreshing, you can drink, what's the name?
Fröccs.
Fröccs. Yeah, it's almost like fresh. It sounds like that. So my guest today in Erasmus evening was Kristina Benchev.
I would like to say goodbye and thank you for the invitation again.
And Benz Budaj.
Cienka.
How to say thank you in Hungarian?
Köszi or köszönöm.
It's more official.
Yeah.
Okay. And Marta Rudnicka, Polish girl, organizer of this exchange from the Polish side.
Köszi.
Thank you so much and see you in next 2 weeks, dear listeners. We will have other international guests and we will talk about Erasmus or the other exchange. We will see. It will be a surprise. See you. Bye.
Erasmus evening.